Welcome, everyone, to the first edition of This Week in Tiger Athletics. Today, we'll catch up with some of the staff members from the FHSU Athletics Department and also discuss the upcoming events within the department. I'm Boomer Sabata, and today I am joined with the Assistant Athletic Director of External Operations, Matt Cook. How you doing today?
Thanks for having me.
And the Sports Information Director, Ryan Prickett.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So let's start by having a little wrap-up of some of the events that have occurred recently, and it seems that the basketball and wrestling teams have been quite busy.
Yeah, we're right in kind of the middle of the swing of the season right now with basketball, about halfway home, 16 games into the season. We play 28 on each side, so we're right there over that midway point right now. And both teams are sitting in really good position. Both have pretty good overall records right now. Our women right now are 12-4 overall, and our men are sitting at 11-5. As far as the MIAA is concerned, we did have a big matchup this last weekend here at Gross Coliseum. The women hadn't lost at home in quite a while, or I think since middle of last year. And Nebraska Kearney came in with a similar overall record, and they're much improved this year. And they got out of Gross Coliseum with a win over our women because they shot the living daylights out of the ball. And so it was just one of those days where you kind of tip your cap and you're just kind of snake bit. I don't know if it really would have mattered how well we played that day. Kearney was just clicking on all cylinders. You shoot almost 70% from three. I mean, I don't know what team you're going to beat that shoots that well from three. But and then on the men's side, the men got a big win against our rival Lopers from the north, and they're sitting right there in the middle of the pack at 4-3. They're just kind of laying in the weeds right now. Really, we're only a couple of games back of second place in the conference. It's pretty stacked in there yet, so we're still trying to work our way up to the top of the standings, and that was a big win for our men. It's our 10th in a row at home, so the home court advantage for both teams has been really good, and we really love when students can get out there and help out that atmosphere too. So. And then over on the wrestling had a lot of duels last week. They had one home duel against Adams State, pulled off a humongous comeback. We were down 19-3, I believe, and then reeled off how many ever points of math real quick, 21 points in a row to win that duel over Adams State. So the back end of our lineup really came through for us, the 157, 165 pound all the way through the heavyweight. We won like the last 5 matches of that, and then went up to Nebraska Kearney for the Midwest duels. Got a couple of big wins over some ranked teams up there in dual format. Knocked off CSU Pueblo, which is a top 10 team. So our wrestlers had a nice showing last week and got their dual record over 500. So, and they'll be back here at home this coming week against Kearney for a big duel and MIAA action. So.
And you talked about how with basketball, it's about halfway through the season, really nose to the grindstone type of environment, really.
Yeah, and right now the grind of MIAA play, every game is big, and the MIAA is just such a tough conference across the board. This week we'll have another couple of teams coming in. It's big games for us to try and hold our home court advantage and get wins. But Missouri Western, their women's program has been pretty good these last few years, and they're only 10-7 right now, but they're always very capable. They have a very good coach that has over 500 career wins in his coaching history, so they're always a potent team. Their men have struggled quite a bit the last few years, but that's one of those teams you gotta feel like you gotta get that win. So it's important for us to come through in those. And then on Saturday we're going to have Northwest Missouri State in town. Now that's kind of the reverse. The Northwest Missouri State women have struggled quite a bit over the last few years, but their men were the national champions last year. And so we have the defending national champs coming to our building and the 2017 National Player of the Year, their point guard Justin Pitts, who he's worth the price of admission anywhere you play. That's going to be an exciting matchup on Saturday, and we do have a lot of cool events going on with those games too. So
Yeah. And what can students look forward to promotions-wise with those events?
Sure, yeah, students and just any
Yeah.
fans in general. Part of my job in the athletic department is to do different things, bring different people in, do all the promotions and stuff at the games. And so for Thursday's game against Missouri Western, we actually have Kansas City Chiefs mascot Casey Wolf coming. He came to a game last year, and with all the other local mascots, he's coming by himself this year, and he is hilarious. He's goofy, he's real big, he runs around and just messes with everything and everybody. So it's always a treat to have him come and watch him perform. He does a great job. So he'll be there on Thursday. He's probably be out, during the second half of the women's game through the break between games, and then stay out until halftime of the men's game. We're going to have him come out on the court, and he's going to do some kind of shooting competition against we'll probably include Victory Tiger and maybe some fans. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah.
And then we also have a little deal going on for Big Brothers Big Sisters here in Hayes, the Ellis County Big Brothers Big Sisters, and they're going to be selling their rubber ducks that they use every August for their duck race. And so at each gate there'll be a table there, and it's $1 for one duck or $5 for 6 ducks. And you're going to come in, buy your ducks at the gate, and then at halftime of the men's game, we're going to take a little kiddie pool and stick it out at half court. And everybody's going to throw their ducks that they bought. And whatever ducks land in the kiddie pool, we're going to have somebody pick one of those ducks out. And whichever duck number that is, if it's your duck, you won a 50-inch TV.
Oh, wow.
So so you're buying ducks, and the money's going to Big Brothers Big Sisters, but you could win a 50-inch TV if your duck is one of the lucky ones that lands in the pool, and you get to pick it out. So
I really look forward to just seeing it just rain ducks just
yeah,
from
you
the
might
stands.
have to wear a hard hat out on the court with all these rubber ducks coming in, but I'm excited for that. So it should be that should be a fun promotion.
Yeah.
But we also have stuff going on Saturday too for the Northwest game. And one thing Ryan didn't mention is that this is, and he talked about Justin Pitts, they're a really good player. This is his first time in his career playing in the Coliseum.
That's
in Hayes.
correct.
Somehow they've avoided this trip out to Hayes since he's been in school. So this is his first time actually coming to play in the Coliseum. So hopefully we show up and the fans show up and make it a treat, and make it a special game.
Yeah, and national rankings come out again later today. I did see in the media poll that Northwest jumped back up to number 2. They were number 1 in the nation here basically for all the way up till about 2 weeks ago, and they lost on the road at Missouri Southern. Like he said, Justin has not made this trip to Hayes because of the conference alignment, as far as like how they've put the schedule together the last 3 years and how they've tweaked it and moved it around a little bit. So for whatever reason, we have gone to Northwest Missouri 3 straight years for our conference games against them, and we don't play them twice in conference play like we do against most of the schools on the west side of the geography of the conference. So this will be our one regular season shot at them, and I expect them to probably in the coaches poll jump back up to number 2 or 3 because number 1 and 2 lost. We expect them to be in the top 5 at least.
So it's going to be a great game, great atmosphere. And one thing going on there on Saturday is that kids, kindergarten through 12th grade, get in free. So if you have young kids, bring them out to the game on Saturday. They get in free, which is really cool. We don't normally do something like that. And then we're going to be doing 2 fun promotions at halftime. At halftime of the women's game, we're going to do the money drop, where we actually go up on the catwalk in the Coliseum and drop $100 in money and dollar bills. There's a few 5s and 10s, and we have contestants down on the court, and they have to scramble around. Whatever money they grab, they get a keep. So that's the money drop at women's halftime, and then at men's halftime, we're going to be doing knocker ball. Hayes knocker ball is coming. Knocker ball, for those of you that have never seen it, basically you get inside a big bubble and you just run at each other and just knock each other down, and it's a blast inside the Coliseum in the close confines. It's just a blast to watch. So it'll be good 3 or 4 solid minutes of hard-hitting action at halftime of the men's game to get everybody ready for the second half. So that's kind of what we have coming up.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that the basketball game itself will be a clash of the Titans, but it might be that knocker ball.
That's
That's
right.
actually the clash.
We're going to keep it going the whole time. No breaks for halftime. We're going to keep the clash of the Titans going.
That's good. And is there anything else?
Well, I mean, other than your spring sports are coming up here pretty soon. We'll have baseball, softball, track and field's already started their indoor season, but they've just had a smattering of events for individuals to go to. But we'll see the team as a conglomerate be doing more here before too long. But right now it's just basketball and wrestling, and it's another exciting week of home events for Tiger Athletics and those teams. So we definitely hope to see as many fans out, as many students out at these games this week, and that wrestling duel against Kearney on Friday night. It's a rivalry matchup in wrestling too. So it's a big week for 3 days in a row there, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we hope to see you out at Gross Coliseum.
Yeah, the wrestling atmosphere is kind of cool. That we turn out the lights, we have a spotlight shining down on on the mat. So it's a little different atmosphere, and it's a pretty cool thing. And I'd just like to say, as far as tickets go. Students obviously are free. They're always free to all of our athletic events. So we want you to come on out. And then for the public, tickets like for a basketball game, $8, upper level general admission ticket for an adult. Normally youth tickets are $5, and then for wrestling, our tickets are $5. So come on out. You can buy them at the gates. You can go to our website, fhsuathletics.com.
Well, that'll conclude this edition of This Week in Tiger Athletics. I'd like to thank Matt Cook and Ryan Prickett for coming on and taking time out of their day to give us some important information regarding FHSU athletics. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on behalf of Matt and Ryan, I'm Boomer Sabata saying goodbye and go Tigers.